Hello everybody, my name is Katie, I'm the Introverted Reader, and today I have a book review for you for A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book in her I'm not sure what the trilogy is called. I think it's just called the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. This is the first one. I read this recently, and this was actually one of the very first V.E. Schwab books that I'd ever read. Like, I'd seen it circling around YouTube a lot, and a lot of booktubers were recommending it and saying it was really, really good. So basically what it's about our main character is called Kale, and Kale is a special sort of magic user. I don't really want to say magician, but I mean that word is used quite a lot, but he's a magic user that has the ability to travel between worlds. So like in this series, his world is sort of split up into like four different sort of like parallel universes, I guess you could sort of say, and they're sort of coordinated via color. So where he lives is red London, and then there's white London, grey London, and then black London. So in red London, magic is used all the time. I mean, some people can use it, some can't, and it's something like in red London, it's something that's like almost worshipped almost. And because Kale is one of the very last magic users of his kind, he is held as like, they call him like Blessed Prince. In white London, magic is, how can I explain it? It's really only used by those who are like higher up, you know, sort of like royalty, but like everybody craves it, like everybody wants it. Grey London, there's no magic at all. If I remember correctly, there's no magic at all. Black London, we don't really know anything about Black London. I kind of have a theory that Black London could have been where the magic originated. But that, again, that's just a theory. So that's sort of a gist of what it's about. He can travel in between worlds, and it's really just sort of about him going back and forth from these worlds, and he works for the King and Queen of Red London, so he basically goes back and forth between different Londons delivering letters and correspondences and stuff like that. So they like keep in touch with each other and stuff. And he also, as well, he brings back like little trinkets and stuff from in between the different universes. He's not allowed to do that, but he does. And he would like trade those trinkets with like different collectors and stuff like that. He's not allowed to do that, but he does it. I don't know how he's able to get away with it without anybody knowing, but he does. One thing I want to say about this book is I felt like I didn't really know the characters all that much. Like, I did like Kale as a character. I thought he was really interesting, and I thought, and I definitely want to know more about him. I am reading the second book at the minute, and I do really want to know more about him as a character and like his backstory and stuff, because we don't really get that much it's not very character driven, this book. It's more to do with the world building. Like V.E. Schwab sort of tries to she doesn't really focus that much on the characters. It's more like about world building and keeping the plot going and stuff like that, because she gives a lot of information about the different Londons and the different royals and stuff like that. So, and I can understand that, because, you know, with this being the first book in like a high fantasy trilogy, you want to be able to give plenty of information as you go along, because, you know, you don't give enough, people don't understand, you give too much, it's info dumpy. But I kind of definitely felt that it was definitely enough. I mean, this book is pretty short. It's just under 400 pages actually. But yeah, anyway, it's quite short. I did enjoy this book, definitely. I definitely enjoy the idea of how the magic is used and stuff, and how people can like learn the skills and stuff, and like all the different elements and what have you. I enjoyed Kel as a character, as I said. There's another character in here, the female protagonist, Lila. What can I say about her? She lives in Grey London, and basically she has lived her entire life as a thief. She's a pickpocket, and she's one of the most wanted thieves in all of Grey London, and she just goes about thieving from people. And I kind of like the idea that no one knows that she is a she because she disguises herself as a man, and like everybody knows who the thief is. They think it's a man, but in reality she's a woman. And I enjoyed her to some extent. I did enjoy the fact that she was on her own and she was okay with that. You know, she was perfectly fine being on her own. She could look after herself. But there was a lot of times throughout reading this that she was a tad bit insufferable. A tad bit. Because there was a lot of times where she would, she was a little bit bratty a lot of the times. And there was one part in the story, we're getting near the end, and Kel is sort of like cooking up like a master plan of like what they have to do, because I don't want to give anything away while I'm reading this, because I do think you should go into this not really knowing all that much. But we're getting near the end, and you know, there's like a big climax and everything building up, and there a lot of action goes down in this book, which I really appreciated. Like I could definitely picture the action scenes in my head and them using the magic, and like I could definitely see it like happening in my head, you know, like, and because like there's one stage where someone like throws fire at Kel and like he lifts up like a wall of ice. Like it's really, really cool. But anyway, they're gearing up towards the end, and Kel wants Layla to like wait behind. He doesn't want her to be any part of what's about to happen because there's like dark magic involved, and he doesn't want her to get hurt and all that stuff. Because she sort of inserted herself into his world, and she doesn't know anything about his world, and he's just like, look, you need to stay out of this because it's dangerous, you could get killed. And she sort of looks at him, she's all like, it's because I'm a girl. And I literally, my eyes rolled so far back into my head. And I was just like, it has nothing to do with the fact that you're a girl, it's the fact that you are being reckless and stupid, and you're trying to insert yourself into this world that you know absolutely nothing about. And if you keep going on this reckless path that you're going on, you're going to get yourself killed. Like, I enjoy a good kick-ass female character. I really, really do. And I don't mind it whenever said female characters are a little bit reckless. But don't be so reckless that you're going to have yourself in a situation where it's too dangerous. You know, like just basically just don't get yourself killed. Do you know what I mean? Like like Layla was giving me the impression all the way through this book that she didn't care whether or not she lived or died. You know, like she was just like, oh, it's like she lived for the rush. Do you know what I mean? And like that, and like, I don't know. She was just really annoying and a little bit bratty every now and then, but. Anyway, I definitely enjoyed Kel more than I enjoyed Layla. As for the plot, like I said, I really enjoyed the plot. It was a little bit slow in the beginning because V.E. Schwab was sort of building up the world and giving us sort of, you know, like where we are and what this does and this and that. And a little bit more like of Kel's backstory and a little bit more of the like other Londons. I feel like we don't know. I feel like obviously we are just reaching like the tip of the iceberg here, because obviously this is just the first one, and I'm not that far into the second one. I'm just over 100 pages as of now in the second one, and again, not really much is happening. I'm a little bit worried that if it keeps going the way it's going, not much is going to be happening, but I think in the second one we're going to be introduced to more characters, so I am excited for that. Like I said, I enjoyed the action at the end of this. I could definitely see it playing out in my head. V.E. Schwab definitely knows how to set up a scene, and I really, really appreciated that. I mean, like I said, it was slow in the beginning, but it was only whenever it got near the end that it really started to pick up for me, myself personally. Maybe about halfway through onwards, it only really started to pick up for me, but then again, obviously, we had to set up the world and let you know who's who and who's what and what have you and so forth and such which and all that. So I didn't mind that too much, but I think on Goodreads, did I give this 4? I think maybe I gave it 4 for the fact that there was really, really good action scenes in there. But if it wasn't for the amazing action scenes, I probably would have given it only 3. But, you know, we'll see what happens in A Gathering of Shadows. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Let me know down below if you have read this book or not, or if maybe this review has inspired you to read it. I mean, I do recommend it. It is good. If you're into more plot-driven books rather than character-driven, I definitely recommend this one. Sorry for my voice, by the way. I'm a little bugged up right now. I'm doing all I can to get rid of this. Hopefully this will be taken care of in a few days. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Katie, the Introverted Reader, and remember, just because you're introverted doesn't mean you don't have nothing to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.